Hey, once again, this is the Christopher Complex coming at you for another good evening, grinders. So, I wanted to talk about stamina and endurance. Stamina and endurance in doing exactly what you need to get done. So, for instance, let's just say you're into sales, or you just have a project. Remember, we have to boss ourselves better than anybody can. So if you think about it, sometimes people are more successful at working for somebody else because they have a boss and they have a pressure that kind of like sends them in a trance, sends them into a hypnosis where they know I'm going to be here for 8 hours and I'm going to work these 8 hours. But if you have to work for yourself, you know how to slack off on your own job a whole lot faster. Think about that. You know how to slack off on your own job a whole lot faster. So, for instance, if maybe when you were a kid, did you get your homework done real fast? And when you got your homework done, how did you do it? Were you diligent? Were you immersive? Were you really on it? Were you super focused? Did you create a routine of do a little bit of work, reward yourself with a break, then get right back into it? Could you remain in state? As like Tony Robbins would say, get in a certain state and stay in that state, especially if it's a positive thing. So, are you habitually stopping? Like you may start for like 10 minutes and then you stop. And an hour or 2 hours goes by. Stamina is important to get this work done, to get this project done. So how do you increase your stamina? Good question. I think the best way for you to increase your stamina is to do research on how other people do things. There's a lot of books on people's routines, schedules. You also can sit down and figure out what your formula of success is. So what is the formula of success? Think about anything that you've done that you were successful at, big or small. And then think about the process that you took to get that stuff done. Did you use pressure from the outside because you knew you wasn't going to goof off because somebody was looking at you? So maybe that pressure from the outside is the leverage that you need. That goes back to self-awareness. Or do you work better at night? Or do you work better first thing in the morning when no one is up? Did you figure out what distracts you? Like, do you sit down and do work, but then you have your phone, and then you say to yourself, I need to research this one thing. Now that right there could be a crutch, because you could be researching something that is for your project, but if you just hit the search bar on your phone, Google News may come up, and all those distractions might throw you off. You have a defense mechanism to make sure you don't get thrown off task, so you can stay focused, so you can increase your stamina. So again, how do you increase your stamina? One way is to find a model of people that have done some things. 2, build it up. It's like running. So let's say you never ran before and you want to become a runner. You may not be able to get down the block, but if you keep at it, getting down the block might become easy. Getting down the block and crossing the street might become a little bit easier. Getting down the block, going a quarter way down the next block may be good. Or if you're running in the park, going from this tree to the next tree might be all that you can do right now, but just keep measuring yourself out. But the persistence is what you need to increase your stamina. If you persistently just keep at it, where that becomes the habit. There's a book on habit. I think the author's name is Charles Duhigg. You should check that book out because it tells you exactly what habits are, how to form them. So maybe your stamina needs to become a habit. Because if you increase your stamina and endurance and your focus on your project, you'd be amazed how much stuff gets done. And if you keep it as a commitment, like if you're committed to that one task, it's like learning a song on a guitar or on a piano. You may not even know how to play a guitar or piano, but if you took that one song over and over and over and was persistent enough not to stop, persistent enough to just keep going over and over and over, you'd be amazed how fast you actually learn something, especially if you're not worried about the time, especially if you're not worried about, I gotta get this thing tomorrow. So you need stamina, you need endurance to keep the project going. You may want to ask your friends that are actually good at that, how do they do certain things? Check your neighbor at work, check your neighbor in the gym. Man, how do you keep it going? Do you have a why? What I mean by why, W-H-Y. Why are you still focused on your task? So if you're in the gym and the person's just getting built, getting cut, why are you so good at your endurance of working out, your stamina? I'm not talking about how long you can last. I'm talking about, well, I am talking about how long you can last. I'm talking about you sit down, or as they say, you put your head down and you don't lift your head up for 4 hours. So anyway, I know I'm ranting, but go back to that first thing I was going to talk about, sales. Sales is hard because you have to get into the drudgery. You have to get into the one by one. The one by one. And if you can get into the one by one, then you'll start to see results. It will take a while. Don't fool yourself. Anticipate how long it will take, but it will come. But you have to have the stamina to say, I know I'm going to hear 1,000 no's today. I just want that one excellent yes. That one excellent yes to just keep going. Because think about it, if you're in sales and you get one yes, what is the value of that one yes? Could be 20 grand, could be 30 grand, could be 12 grand, could be 5, could be $200. But maybe it's $200 and you have the freedom to be your own boss, which that's an illusion in itself, freedom to be your own boss, but you are your own boss, you're on your own time, you can control your schedule. Or maybe we should talk about the freedom to be your own boss. It might be the worst thing ever said, because there is no freedom. I have a friend, he has his own job, and I said, hey man, when you go on vacation? He says, I don't, I got employees. Hit me like a ton of bricks. His stamina is ridiculous. He does take a break on the weekend, but he's there all day, Monday through Friday, killing it, crushing it. And it looks like he's not working. Man, that dude works really hard, and his stamina, his endurance to sit behind his desk and make something happen where you can see results is incredible. So one, see or check for any of your family or friends or people that you admire, idols, and look at their work ethic. How long do they sit at the task? All the words that we try to avoid are the very words that's going to make us exactly what we want. What's their work ethic? What's their task? Are they how are they taskmasters? come up with systems too. Come up with systems that'll make you stay the course of a day's work. And sometimes just understand, if you are working for yourself, say you're at work. And sometimes you may have to say there is no freedom in being your own boss. It's just a different kind of application. Maybe freedom from somebody else bossing you around. But there's no freedom from being a boss or your own boss. It's you who are in charge, and that's the worst thing. You are your worst employee. Read books on how other people stay to task. Again, there's a book by Charles Duhigg called Habits, The Power of Habit, I think it's called. Get that book. Some cool things in that book. Yeah, excuse the pause. I just wanted to make sure I got the right book for you. The book is called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It will tell you how habits are formed, how you can change your habit, how you can kind of like program yourself. So we need stamina, we need endurance to the task at hand. We need stamina to make sure that we make enough episodes, make enough songs, write enough pages, write enough chapters. Keep going, because as my friend and I were saying to each other in a conversation, no one is better than you. Maybe they just know how to work better than you, and maybe they have better stamina than you. So I just wanted to hit y'all with a little bit of something, not go too crazy, but we need to have a lot of stamina and a lot of endurance to make sure that we get the goals and dreams of our lives done. I am a victim of that, or I'm responsible for that. You are too. So I'm not telling you something that I have not done. I'm always coming from experience, not trying to blow your smoke up your butt and make you think I'm all of that. As I always said, these are medicines for me just as much as for you. So anyway, get some more stamina, get some more endurance. Hit me up. It's the Christopher Complex. Grab a handful of wheat, get your grinding stone, make your flour, because you need flour before you make the donuts. It's the Christopher Complex. Thank you.